October 1977. City of Tordesillas, Spain. Throughout the history of ufology, there have been numerous cases where contact does not end well. On October 1977, an impressive case of apparent self-defense occurred, which nearly resulted in the death of a 7-year-old child. The case took place in the city of Tordesillas, Spain. Martin Rodriguez, 7 years old, left the regional school that afternoon and, accompanied by 3 other friends, headed to an Vicente neighborhood, where he lived. After a bike ride through the open fields surrounding the area, Martin returned home to ask his mother, Feli, for a snack. Around 7:45 p.m., after finishing his snack, Martin returned to the street, where several friends were waiting for him. They started playing hide and seek. Martin Rodriguez and Fernando Carabellos, a neighbor from the same street and classmate, ran towards the old corral, near the highway. This corral had solid walls but no roof. It was common for vagrants to take shelter there overnight. Knowing this, the friends approached and picked up stones to throw inside, in order to find out if anyone was there. Upon doing so, they heard a metallic sound from the other side of the wall, leaving the friends curious. Martin went ahead, circling the wall to see what was there to produce such a noise. Inside the corral was a metallic object, approximately 2.80 meters high and 1.95 meters wide, in the shape of a teardrop, supported by 3 thick legs. The mysterious device emitted a weak sound and low-intensity multicolored lights. Suddenly, the object began to rise, swaying. Fernando jumped back and tried to grab Martin, to pull him away from the device, from which a kind of luminous halo emerged. But before he could reach his friend, a thin beam of light hit Martin, who felt paralyzed. The frightened friend tried to support Martin, attempting to remove the beam of light, which apparently pierced Martin. Then, Fernando ran off in search of help. Martin realized that the mysterious device was rising into the sky, retracting its 3 supports. He felt weaker and lost consciousness.
The sensation I had was that something was getting inside my guts. Something that left me blocked without allowing me to move forward or backward. That's when I started feeling dizzy and sensing that I was losing consciousness. That was the last image I had.
Alerted by Fernando, the other boys found Martin lying on the ground, semi-conscious and unable to articulate a word. He was pale and his pupils were fully dilated. Fearing the worst, the group carried their friend to his house. Several neighbors witnessed the commotion that was created by the event. Antonio Rodriguez, Martin's father, was laying some tiles in the kitchen when he heard a noise on the other side of the door. When he opened it, he found people carrying an unrecognizable Martin. The skin tone and the fact that he didn't respond to any external stimuli caused panic in the street and in Rodriguez's family. Crying, the friends told Martin's parents that he had been attacked by a flying car. They then returned to the location where the incident occurred, in search of clues as to what had happened to Martin. Upon arriving at the scene, they noticed that 3 smoking marks remained on the ground in a triangular position, where the earth seemed to have been scorched by something. His parents decided to take him to Oncimo Redondo Hospital in Valladolid. The loss of vision and constant vomiting led to Martin being taken to the operating room, where the first surgery was performed. Although the boy's life was saved, he had constant relapses, being hospitalized and eventually falling into a coma again. 14 surgeries marked the boy's body and made Martin's childhood difficult. Despite having difficulties during his school years, at some point he developed his cognitive abilities and was able to complete his school years in just 1, and won several diplomas in drawing and poetry.
If I would like to see it again, why not? But I wouldn't want to go through the ordeal of those days for anything in the world. That thing marked my life. Some people believed me and others laughed at me. That was the painful thing, but I know the truth. and it's like I'm seeing it now. As long as I live, I can't forget it. I know it's hard to understand, but I would very much like to see it again and know where it came from.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and to turn on the notifications. I will see you on the next episode of UFO Real.